All right. Hey, OldBayCraps, welcome back to the table. Thank you for joining me for my DI practice. This is session number 7, week number 2. So we had a whole week of, and that's 6 sessions plus the initial show that was last Tuesday. So this starts week 2. In fact, earlier today, I started entering all those roles into Bone Tracker. Not done yet, but we're going to continue with session number 7, and thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Let's get started. You all can follow along in the roll tracker. As a slight disclaimer, as you know, I'm just trying to follow the red and blue dice as they go down. I am not concerned too much about the result. But if you want to play along, I'll be putting them into the roll tracker for you. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. Here we go. Roll number 1. Dice out. Not a great first roll, but it is what it is. 2, 1, 3. And I'm going to be inputting this into the bone tracker as well. All right. So depending on if it's taking a lot longer to do it, I might do it after the show. Here we go. Roll number 2. Dice out. So I felt myself pushing with my fingers. It's going to be a 3, 1, 4. I'll have to input them after. It's going to take too long to input it in 2 places. It's different than Crapsy. So we'll just keep the show moving along. So 4 is going to be the point. Dice out. That was a better throw, but it's a 5, 2, 7. PSO. Let's hope we get that out of the way early, right? Dice out. It does a little bit better throw. It's going to be a 4, 1, 5. And I'm actually going to start, inputting them. The blue die is the left die, and the red die is my right die. I'm going to start putting them into the roll history left to right. So we have a 1, 4, 5. I'll call it that too. I'll call the blue die first. That's going to help me on the back end with tracking it. Dice out. I like the way they traveled together. It's going to be a 1, 4, 5. Back to back. Dice out. 6, 1. That's a come out 7, I believe. It's going to be a 6, 1, 7. We don't care if the 7 comes on the come out, right? Even though it knocks the ATS, I understand that. Dice out. Well, at least they traveled together. They went around the world here. It's going to be a 369. And I know it looks like I'm setting up the dice with the red on the left and the blue on the right. But because I'm doing an underhand toss, the blue is on the left. Dice out. I like the way those landed. It's going to be a 516. Yes, sir. Click that like and subscribe to Sideshow Gambles channel, if you would. Dice out. Back-to-back 5-1 mixers. Dice out. Travel together. It went off to the right. It's going to be a 1, 2, 3. OBC. Dice out. 3, 2, 5. I'll bring them down here. I'll try to bring them down here closer to the camera. Dice out. 4, 2, 6. Like that one. So we are over 600 rolls. Dice out. And we have a 5-1 mixer again. So we're over 600 rolls. We'll definitely be over 1,000 rolls by the end of this week, which is a good, I would say, a good segment of rolls to analyze what's going on. Dice out. And we got a mid-mo yo, 6-5 yo. 5-6 according to the blue and red die. I guess normally you would call the number whatever the higher number is, but for the purposes of helping me out, dice out. And we got a 369. This way I don't have to watch the videos and watch how they land. I can just use the roll history to log them into Bone Tracker. Dice out. I like what I'm seeing so far, though. 4-6. The evolution of OBC's toss. Right before your eyes. Nice, huh? The blue one went around the world in a day. Don't know why. It's going to be a 3, 5, 8. Face out. And they were thrown a little bit to the left side, but still managed to do mostly what I wanted them to do, which is a hard 4. Where they landed. Not that I was trying for a hard 4. So shout out to Craps Nation. I hope you're all enjoying the qualifying shooter tournament. Dice out. I hope to join that next year with this particular toss. It's going to be a 2-2 hard 4 back-to-back. Parlay work. Face out. So the red die didn't go all the way down to the wall. The blue one did hit the wall, 6-2-8. Face out. 6-2-8 again. Oh, and of course we need the classics for the bonus. But as you've seen through all these videos, the aces at midnight only come when I have an errant toss. Dice out. So maybe someday I'll learn like there's an errant toss. This one was 1, but then it was a 1, 6, 7. Not bad. That was a 19 roller. But you all know that if, someday I'll learn a set that's going to get me aces at midnight. Dice out. So we got a 4-1-5. 5 will be the point. And we are coming up on 1/4 of the way. A few more rolls. All right, here we go. Dice out. Got a 6-5 Minmo-yo. Chiro in the house. It's funny, I was thinking the other day, I was at the casino, and they had different color dice that they used throughout the day. Could I use a red and blue one, please? Dice out. Lucked out with that one. It's gonna be a 6-2 easy 8. Could have been big red. But the red one hit off of the wall, probably the way it should, but the blue one definitely not. Dice out. There's a hard 4. God, that is one of my, for the most part, hard 4s are my favorite. When they hit, that's when my toss looks best to me. Could be wrong, but now granted it means they're double pitching, but nice out. That was a pretty toss, but it's going to be a 2-5 Short roll. Again, we always use the hard way set to figure out what's going on with our throw. It's the easiest to figure out. But eventually, it's not that I'm going to be throwing a hard way set at the casino. I'll most likely have a set that's suggested. A suggested set that works with what the toss is doing. So we have a 6, 4, 10. 10 is going to be the point. Let's see if we can flip the 10 or 4. Nice sound. So they totally split on me. There's a 4. 3, 1. So if we were flipping the 4 and 10, we'd have 35 on both. 5, 4, 9. I'll tell you the progressions on the flipping it if we're hitting it. Nice out. And we got another 9. 6, 3. Oops. Just tossing the stick around. Hopefully didn't move the camera. Dies out. We got the mixer. 1, 5, 6. Nice out. And that was a horrible toss. I didn't throw it down the lane. I threw it like a regular par toss. That was a horrible toss, but it didn't hurt us. There's a 3, 6, 9. All right. Face out. Another 3, 6, 9. Face out. And my knuckle scraped across the table. I even heard it scrape across the table like that. It's going to be a 3, 4, 7 out. Yeah. Again, when you're doing a toss, you know, it's everything. Mechanics doesn't just mean one thing. It means like 6 things. Again, it means your approach, your grasp of the dice, your set, your arm, your stance, how you throw it, how you breathe, dice out. The ability to do that, what I just did, is when everything is working. 5, 6, yo. Frontline winner. Dice out. 6, 4, 10. I think that's the point. No, we 7 out. That's right. Duh. Never mind. Don't mind me. 10's the point again. Dice out. Dice went off to the right. It's going to be a 3, 2, 5. So the last shooter when we 7 out was an 8 roller. So I wouldn't say that's a horribly short roll. You could still make money on an 8 roller. Dice out. Boy, I like that a lot. I was able to give it a little bit more energy, but as soon as it hit the wall, it stopped. 4, 2, 6. So I'm starting to get the consistent energy down the way I'd like. Dice out. There's aces. Where was that? A roll ago, or a couple of shooters ago. I have to say that was a horn number rolled with the dice doing what I wanted them to do. So sometimes it does happen, but normally so far in all these sessions, whenever the dice were going around the world is when a horn number would show. Dice out. So the left die, the blue die, hit the chip stack again. So I mean, it's 2, 1, 3. Back-to-back horns. So that means that my ring finger, because when I turn the dice over, and I'll show you here. So 5, 4, 5, 4. So when I turn the dice over, my ring finger becomes the left. And every time I feel it push a little too much on dice, that's when it goes to the left, or the dice do something errant. Dice out. When everything's in sync and everything's working, it feels really good. That was not a good throw. That was another 7 roller. And I just want to check that as it goes through the tracker. So the reason I wanted to check it is because our SRR right now is actually 7, which is above average. So even though I'm having short rolls, my short rolls are somewhere in and around 6. Dice out. So we have heart 8. It'll be the point. Dice didn't feel good. I'm going to start over. I can feel them splitting. Dice out. 4, 3, 7 out. I think I psyched myself out on that one. Another PSO. That's gonna. PSOs definitely hurt the SRR. So it's going to take some good average rolls to bring the SRR back up above 6. Dice out. Dice went off to the left slightly, but stayed together. 5, 4, 9. Dice out. So they split when they left my hand, but when they hit the wall, they kind of came back slightly together. 4, 1, 5. That was roll 46. So we're almost halfway through. Dice out. 4, 2, 6. I want to take this time to actually thank one of my subscribers. You all know him as Old Man Coffee Craps, OMC, Roger, or Rogio. He gave me a super chat the other day. Really appreciate that, Roger. So thank you. Dice out. 3, 6, 9. Dice out. So that blue die hit high, actually went hit above the diamonds. That's not what I want. So my toss was too high. 6, 1, 7 out. That was a short roll. See if we can get something going here. Dice out. So the dice went off to the left. It's going to be a come out 7, 5, 2. Well, that 6, 1 was a 7, come out 7. Oh, crap. Forgot. When we hit the 9, that hit the point. So that's actually back-to-back come out 7s. See, that's the thing about me not concentrating on the results too much, because I'm really being neglectful of the roll history. Okay. All right. We're still going then. Back-to-back come out 7s. That's when you want your 7s. That's when you want Big Red to come. Unless you're playing the ATS, you don't want it to come. Dice out. I felt the dice split in my hand when I released them. So it's going to be a hard 10 OldBay bushel. We'll take what we can get. Dice out. And it's going to be a double D-gen. Hard 6. Back-to-back hard ways. I don't do that too often. Dice out. And 3, 4, 7 out. So I don't like these short rolls today, but you know, the way we started, it was really nice to see that there was a lot of control. at the landing site. All right, dice out. And they kissed. It's going to be a 2-3-5. That would be the point. And I believe we are now past 50 rolls. Dice out. 4-2-6. If you'd like to support my channel at any time, go into the description of any video and you'll see the different ways you can do that. Dice out. There's a 5-1 mixer. That was roll 56. Just over 40 rolls to go. Dice out. It's going to be a hard 4. That blue die went everywhere. It looks like it went up like that. Almost did it like an arc on the diamonds. Dice out. It's going to be a 1-6-7. Even though I like the way they went down the lane. Another short roll. 5 roller. The previous one was a 9 roller, which is, I guess, technically a qualified roll. And again, you can make money on a 9 roller. But then again, you can make money on any roll. Dice out. I like that one. They actually landed right around here. It's going to be a 1-2-3. Come out. Still on the come out. Dice out. Dice went over top of each other. It's going to be a 6-5 yo. Good no yo. Dice out. And I believe that's a 2-3-5. 5's going to be the point. Dice out. It's going to be a hard 10. I didn't like the way that blue die jetted off the back wall. Let's see if we can flip the 10. Hard 4. Guess we're trying to flip the 4 too. The 4 as well. What I meant to say. It's another back-to-back hard ways. So we have 35 each on the 4 and 10, just 170. Took it to 100, $5 vig. We got a midnight. Doesn't help the flipping cause. That's a bad joke. Dice out. 325. I think that's the point. So what I noticed the other day, and even maybe today, I'm not sure, probably not, but is that even with short rolls, with the way this toss is for me, even with short rolls, I've been hitting at least 1 point, which is still different than the past for me. Dice out. 325. Come on now, we got 100 on each of the 4 and 10, trying to flip it. Dice out. 213, 3 craps. Dice out. Hard 8. Another hard way. Dice out. 268. So as you've heard me say in other videos, I'm liking that I'm hitting points and I'm liking that I'm hitting repeaters. That gives me confidence. Dice out. So those dice split when they landed. It's going to be a 3, 6, 9. Trying to flip that 4 and 10. Each has 100 on it, in theory. Dice out. 213, 3 craps. Dice out. Dice went off to the left, but it saved us. We're going to have a 3, 5, 8, but I did not like that. Dice out. So they went down together, but then they split. We lucked out. It's going to be a mixer. 5. Dice out. Going to be a 6-5 mid-mo-yo. We're approaching 75 rolls. Nice out. Got a 4, 6, 10 easy. All right, so we just collected 200 on the 10 plus the vig minus the vig, and we're keeping it at 100. So the next 10 that we shoot, we will take to 350. So we're out of the hand. Nice out. There's a 10, 4, 6, back to back. All right, so if you're flipping the 10, you're now going to take the 200, drop 50 from your rack, pay the 18 vig, and now you have 350 on the 10. Let's see if we can flip it. Dies out. 2, 1, 3. 3 craps. Dies out. So we lucked out. They kissed when they hit the wall. It's going to be a 4, 1, 5. Dies out. Wow. So it was kind of a beautiful toss, but it's going to be a 7 out. Weren't able to flip the 10. That's a shame. But that was a 21 roller. And that was roll 79. Oh, we hit the tall? Did I not see that? Oh, we must have hit the tall and I totally didn't see it. Awesome. This is how you know I'm not really paying attention. I didn't even know we hit the tall. Nice out. I like the way they bounced together, bounced on the wall, came back, but then they a little too much energy. 1, 3, 4. There's going to be a point. Dice out. Got aces. But I think there's just a little too, just a tad too much energy on that. Got to find the right balance. Dice out. Still too much energy. Be a 6-5 yo. Oh, was that a come out 7? Are we still in the same shooter? Oh, crap. I'm so sorry. See, this is why I'm not paying attention. I keep thinking a 7 out's a 7 out. That was a come out 7. We're still in the same shooter. That means we still have a chance to flip the 10. All right. Let's go, let's go. Dice out. Dice went off to the right. It's going to be aces again. I still think I hit the tall earlier, but the come out 7 took away the ATS. Yeah, okay. Go. Dice out. We got a 2, 6, 8. Dice out. Got hard 4. Yeah, they split when they came down here. So that's a third 4 and third 10. I'm not sure if either the 4 or 10 was a point. The 4 was a point, so we just collected on the $100 4, but we have $350 on the 10, trying to flip it. Can we do it? They say it can't be done. Dice out. Got a 5, 4, 9. We got half of that 10. 5, 4. All right, so we got a different number for point. Dice out. 5, 4, 9. Just buckshotted it. Still trying to flip that 10. Dice out. Whoa! That was a beautiful toss. And it's a hard 10. And it means we flipped it. We just took over $1,000 back to our rack. They said it can't be done, right, Chris? They said you can't flip the 4 or 10. And I'll roll. All right, 10 is a point. Now, granted, we flipped the 10 if we were working it. You'd have to be working it because that was the come out roll. But at that point, why not work it, you know? Dice out. That was almost the big red number, but that 2 flipped over to a 4. It's going to be a 5, 4, 9. So if we're trying to flip the 10 without the point being set as one of the rolls, then we're going to have to hit the point. Dice out. Dice went off to the left, but it's going to be a 1, 3, 4. So now the 4, we get 200 for that. Now we're going to drop 50, and now the 4 is sitting at 350. So I believe if we're going by strict rules of come out rolls, then both the 4 and 10 are primed at 350 apiece, unless you were working your bets on the come out. Dice out. And not going to happen. There's a 5, 2, 7 out. Damn it. It was a hell of a roll, though. It was a 33 roller. And I'm just watching the tracker to make sure it is a red 7, not a green 7, not a come out. Wow. We hit the sharpshooter bet, pays 10 to 1. That was a 33 roller. And that was also roll number 91. We have 9 rolls to go. Unfortunately, we couldn't flip the 4 or the 10, but if you're going by strict rules of setting the point, not counting. But we were out of the hand and we made profit. Place that. It's going to be a mixer. 1-5 mixer. 6 is going to be the point. You never know when those monster rolls are going to happen. That definitely would have won a hat at the Fremont. Dice out. I like that one because the energy was just right. 3, 6, 9. We'll try that again with that kind of same energy. Dice out. Not really the same, but we'll take the outcome because we hit the point. 1, 5, 6. So I think we had a 3-point fire bet on that previous shooter. Dice out. And 7 out. I felt them split. In fact, I'm ashamed to say it. I actually should have stopped and reset the dice because I kind of felt them split just a split second before I decided to toss them. So that's actually a come out 7. Again, I'm not paying attention. So that's a come out 7. But still, I felt them splitting in on where my thumb was. Dice out. So they split when they landed. It's going to be a 1, 4, 5. 5 is going to be the point. And we're nearing, that was roll 96. Dice out. It's going to be a 2, 3, 5. I'll tell you one thing, for the most part, besides the errant ones that just kind of went all over the place, the majority of them have been landing in this area and have not been crossing the pass line once they come off the wall. That's a bit of improvement. Now, of course, I'm just critiquing what I'm doing. I'm not critiquing what that means. Gargoyle and Ed, they can do that once they watch the video. Dice out. Give me another 5. 5's going to be the point again. 3 5s in a row. Got a chance to hit the repeater on the 5. Dice out. So when the blue die hit the diamonds, it landed on top of the red die. So it's going to be a hard 10. It doesn't usually result in a good number when the one die hits off the wall and lands on top of the other die. That's usually when big red rears its ugly head. Dice out. I like the way they traveled down. It's going to be a 1, 2, 3 craps. And that was also the 100th roll. Therefore, this will be the last shooter. Dice out. So the red die traveled nicely. The blue die lost energy. So it's going to be a hard 8. And 5 still the point. Dice out. So that had way too little energy. And it went off to the right. So it's going to be a hard 6. Again, back-to-back hard ways again. It's 3 times I know of this throwing session that we had back-to-back hard ways. Dice out. 5, 6, yo. Dice out. So my middle finger, which holds the middle of the die, skipped on the table. Maybe a 1, 2, 3 craps. I'm gonna try to be mindful of that so it doesn't happen again. Dice out. Another 2, 1, 3 craps. It's 3 horns back to back to back. Dice out. It's gonna be a hard 4. Hit the repeater on the 3. Dice out. 6, 4, 10. So we are hitting repeat numbers, which is a good thing. Dice out. Got a 5, 1 mixer. And I believe this next roll is the longest roll of any session. Over 100, I mean. size now. Wow. They rolled and they bowled like a bowling ball, but unfortunately, that's going to be the end of tonight's session. It's going to be a 6-1-7 out. That was an 18 roller. And that was a back-to-back. So that was an 18 roller that followed a 33 monster roll. All right. So we're going to end the night with, I believe, 109 total rolls. All right. Let's bring this camera over. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. This was really fun. I think this particular session, especially in the beginning, we saw them going down the lane just the way we want them and coming off the wall and stopping, just how I think Gargoyle and Ed would like them to be landing. We tried to do a repeat of that, but we did hit a lot of 7s. There were a lot of shooters tonight, but we did have that 33 roll monster followed by an 18 roller. That was pretty nice. So you should definitely be able to make money when doing that. But thanks for watching. Again, I want to thank Gargoyle, Ed, Jeff, Chris at Sideshow Gamble. Thank you all for all your support throughout the 2 years I've been doing this and for the recent education that I'm getting. It's not, I understand I'm getting an education that most people have to pay for, so I'm not taking it for granted. So thank you, and I look forward to your feedback. And when you're at your tables, season your play. Roll it.